This is an incredible experience that us as a humanity is going through all together.
Mingwei, thank you ever so much for making this time to speak today. It's early morning here in Sydney. It's evening in New York. I can see it's summer because it's light outside your window, and I know it's about 7:30 at night. But you are, of course, in New York. It is an epicenter in terms of this incredibly challenging time, this virus. And I wonder if you can just talk a bit about what it's like to be living in New York right now, because I know it can't be easy.
Yes, hi, good morning, Rachel. And for us to live in downtown, the financial district in New York right now is very strange because usually when we look out our window, which is the front door of stock exchange, Wall Street, there usually were thousands of people. But now, if you could see one or two people on the street, you're lucky.
Oh,
So usually it's no one on the street, and it's a very strange sight.
all right. And I think it's about 7:30 there now, and something happens at 7 o'clock every night too, doesn't it? And things come to life.
Yeah, so 7 o'clock, everybody opens their window and bring out your instruments, or for example, I brought a wok and started banging on the wok. People will be singing, people will be playing instruments, playing music, or the church bell actually rings too for about 10 minutes. So suddenly the whole city came alive during those 10 minutes, and this is our way of thanking the caretakers and the health workers.
Well, look, let's talk a little bit about the creative community, because I know people are doing it incredibly tough all around the world. I mean, in the US, as with Australia, there aren't the emergency relief funds necessary, for artists and the creative sector, unlike, say, a country like Germany. How is the artistic community managing? I mean, how are your friends and your peers?
Yes, I think we're all in a very difficult situation, especially the singers and instrumentalists who actually have to use their breath to play an instrument, because we all know that's a way of transmitting the virus. So I know some of my friends in Germany and in London are greatly affected. And as you say, German government has money for supporting independent artists. And I'm not sure what's happening in America. I have been so busy just trying to stay on track with what's happening with the pandemic rather than looking into funding. Maybe that is something I should do later on after we speak.
I have to say, yesterday, actually, I watched the Metropolitan Opera and their at home live stream gala. And you had all these musicians, all these singers performing, one by one from their homes all around the world. It was incredibly moving. It actually made me cry.
Yes, yeah, I also saw that, and quite a few of my friends were in those video,
Mm.
and knowing how difficult it is for them, it really breaks my heart to see them sing. But also, on the other hand, it makes me smile to see that they are really within their element to be able to share their gift with people through virtual medium.
Well, let's talk about that, because Mingwei, your own practice as an artist is very much based around the connection between people. It's about intimacy, gift, exchange. It's very much about contact with another person. And that's obviously something that's not possible right now. We're all isolated, we're at home, we're by ourselves. How do you navigate this in terms of your practice, which is so much about coming together?
Good question. I As you know, all my projects are based on the interaction and trust between strangers. And mostly all these people have to come together physically, but now we can't do it. So I'm looking into different ways of sharing and transmitting the idea of intimacy and friendship through virtual medium. And I think I have progressed a little bit by looking into these possibilities.
Well, I have to say, I had a lovely experience of this with your work just recently.
Ah,
I mean, firstly, let me say I'm very sorry to see that you've had all these wonderful, wonderful projects in the pipeline, as have so many more of my artist friends and colleagues that are now cancelled or they're on indefinite pause. You've got this wonderful big survey which was meant to open at the Gropius Bau in Berlin. It's currently on hold, but I took part in one of the works online just the other week, and it was an incredible experience. It was called Invitation for Dawn. Could you tell us about that?
so yes, thank you, Rachel. The sister project is called Sonic Blossom, which we were able to present it in MCA a few years ago. And with Invitation for Dawn, I asked the singer to select a song that they consider as invitation for the arrival of dawn. And anyone from around the world can have a scheduled session with this particular singer, meaning when you are connected virtually, the singer will sing his or her song just for you. There's no any other people around. It's a gift for you. So I thought that is a very natural progression of Sonic Blossom and using the virtual medium as a way of sharing the gift.
So, Mingwei, let's talk a bit more about this exhibition that you have at the Gropius Bau in Berlin. I mean, it's a terrible irony to go to Germany to install your exhibition and then close it before it opened. I'm hoping it will open at some point in the near future, but perhaps you could just tell us a bit about the exhibition because it's a very important project for you. It's a large assemblage of your works across time.
Yes, so I have 15 projects
Mm.
in the survey show called Gifts and Ritual. And I was there with my team to install the show until beginning of March, and that's when everything fell apart. However, I came back to America first, and my team and the German team continued to install until it's all finished, and then they closed the museum. So right now, everything is waiting to be awakened by the visitors.
Hibernation.
Yes, it's like a sleeping beauty when the museum opens. Yeah.
Mingwei, you had another extraordinary artistic project on the cards, which was again meant to open, well, quite recently. It's now in hibernation, and that, of course, was a live performance in the Turbine Hall at the Tate Modern in London. How does one go about reimagining that particular work? Because I don't imagine that could have a life online. I mean, is it just that it waits to be reanimated, or what do you do?
Yes, so it's supposed to open last week.
Sorry.
And yes, and it's all right because I think compared to what everyone is going through, especially UK, the little mishaps that I'm having, it's perfectly fine. I have no complaint about it. So we are looking to postponing until next May and June when things settles and people are willing and able to come out and enjoy the beauty and poetry of art making.
Mm, okay, well, I'm very sorry to hear it, but I can't wait to see it when it does happen down the track.
Yeah, thank you, Rachel.
I mean, it must be very hard for you. You've had this incredibly peripatetic life. I mean, you're a global citizen, you know, you're from Taiwan, you were raised in California, you live between Paris and New York normally. So travel is very much part of your vocabulary. I mean, how do you manage when you cannot travel?
Yes, so when I cannot travel, I read a lot, I cook a lot.
Amazing cook, by the way.
Yes.
Well,
And I kind of see it as a little vacation for myself and for my husband to be together because, like you say, we have been traveling a lot, and it really is a lovely, quiet time to gather our footing and to rethink about what is future for us. I'm reading all these books I meant to read for the past decade, but didn't have the time to. So, in many ways, I'm very grateful of this quiet
I just have to ask, tell me some of the great books you're reading. I'm going to put them on my list. What are they?
time. I'll send a list to you.
So, just to conclude, I mean, this is obviously an extraordinary time. I mean, none of us have seen anything like this in our lives before. It's a really difficult time, but you've pointed to a couple of a couple of quite positive outcomes too. You know, your reading, thinking time, different ways of making practice. Do you think this will shift the way that you and others make art in the future? I mean, how do you think it will impact things in the longer term?
I definitely think it will infect myself. I can't speak for everybody, mainly just because this is an incredible experience that us as a humanity is going through all together. It's not just one particular part of the world or one sector of the population. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, we are all going through this. So it would definitely affect the way I think, the way I prepare myself and the way I behave. Even it changed me at this point, just because, for example, I haven't been jogging for 35 years, and suddenly I've done five of them last 2 weeks. So it's changing me, and if I continue to cook like this, my waistline will change quite a bit.
Keep jogging.
Yes, keep jogging.
Yeah. But in terms of your creative practice, I mean, how do you think that might shift as well? I mean, I feel almost like I hope the world will become a kinder place and a more considerate or compassionate place. And I feel like that's catching up to your work.
Yes, I do agree with you, and people become so much more empathic and also sympathetic to each other, and try to give support for all of us who are surviving and living in this situation.
Mm. Well, Mingwei, thank you so much. It's always wonderful talking with you. And I learned so much, and I really appreciate you giving this time right now. I'll let you get back to your life and your dinner, but thank you.
Thank you, Rachel, and I'm looking forward to come back to Sydney and swim and eat and go to music events with all of you. Thank you.